At the beginning of last year, I announced that I'd be taking my 350Z to 4 different competitive time attack events with Gridlife. I started the year off a bit wobbly and found myself trying to find a fine balance of driving the Z at Carolina Motorsports Park in South Carolina. I then followed that up with the classic Genderman Gridlife experience in Michigan. In September, I made the trek to the closest event so far, Heartland Motorsport Park in Kansas. I struggled through sickness the first day and managed to make the second day of that event a great experience, further pushing my understanding of the chassis and leaning on the car's potential. With those experiences finished, there's only one track left, and we did indeed save the best for last. Laguna Seca. If you're a car enthusiast, there's a Lysol statistic that comes to mind when I think of the likelihood that you'll know this track. For the uninitiated, however, I'll keep it short. This track is legendary. Most notably on the track is the downhill corkscrew, of which drops 5.5 stories between the start to finish. To race here, let's just say, is something of a dream come true. But first, we have to get there. Let's start with the car. I didn't do a great job of recapping the 350Z. The 10,000 foot overview of the build is, it was a $3,000 Craigslist beater that I bought 6 years ago. It was the best I could afford at the time, and although it ran and drove, let's just say that's about where the good ended. The seats were torn, everything was covered in dust and mud from the previous owner off-roading the car, everything was torn up, and the motor leaked like a green onion. Laugh please. The transmission gave out, so I decided to swap in a CD09. All the suspension was changed and upgraded. New axles and tons of small items that are larger than the sum of their parts were installed. That being said, the car is also still very streetable. I don't have the most hardcore seats, I have a stock steering wheel, and I've added lots of sound deadening. I tried to find the perfect blend of street and track, which makes the car not very competitive, but it's built to my liking instead. If you're an avid viewer on our channel, you'll also know Taylor, and likely his NB Miata. He's also worked avidly to complete the car so he can join us at Laguna Seca. That is entirely his story, however, and I'll leave him to tell that one in his own video. Speaking of Taylor, another obstacle he'll overcome is the journey itself. He's quite literally making an entire coast-to-coast trip to drive at Laguna Seca. For myself, it's also a 26-hour drive without stops and about 1,600 miles away. I need to make sure that the Tundra is up to the job, so I'll be adding air springs to the truck. So far, every time I've towed, the truck has had a tremendous amount of squat, thanks to the TRD package including soft Bilstein shocks and stock leaf springs in the rear. I'll also do an oil change again on the truck. The last thing we want here is a breakdown on the extremely long journey, hauling a car and trailer, mostly through desert, to get to California. After leaving the east and central areas of Texas, we'll largely be in desert landscape from Texas all the way to Monterey in California. I personally loved a lot of the landscape here. The vast deserts, canyons, and overall desolate feeling are awe-inspiring in a different way than something like alpine forests and mountains might be. We'll also pop off to drive some of the historic Route 66 located along our I-40 journey. So, with much preparation and a bit of anxiety, we began the trip out to California. Gotta start out with Chick-fil-A, right? You gotta start out with the Lord's Nugs.
That's right, Lord's Chicky.
Getting a start on this thing. Been a lot of prep for doing this. Had to basically, we did rewire my entire trailer. That's something I've not even really shown, but I did buy a trailer. So I redid all the wiring and then put the bags on the Tundra, and Taylor has his own story of everything that he's done prior to getting here. But yeah, a lot of prep, and we're just now getting on the road. So of course, start with the Lord's Nuggies, and hopefully this journey treats us well. Are you worried about anything in particular?
Fuel cost.
That's real.
No, I think everything's pretty good. Prior to me getting to Texas, I had done batteries in the truck, did some lower I-beam bushings, and so it's driving pretty good. Motorcycle running great. The Miata, we just did new trans fluid on it at the house and put new brake pads on, so everything looks pretty good. I've got the ECU relatively sorted. I know I talked about wanting to do a video more in-depth on the tuning process because I'm kind of an amateur at this point, but I did get it to run pretty well. I think it feels pretty strong, and no issues so far. So
yeah, it seems like it runs really well. I think it's going to do good. The truck seems to be already doing really good considering you drove all the way here.
yeah,
Crazy again that you're doing a cross-country tour, literally going from coast to coast. But
yeah,
that's awesome.
I mean, I can't complain. The truck's getting like 17 miles a gallon, which is pretty good. That's pretty good, man.
I don't want to talk about it, bro.
Yeah, Tunky boys are sad in the comments.
Yeah, we're gonna see what I get. But I did install some new suspension. I'm gonna flip this around. Did install some new bags on the truck, some airbags that help level this thing out, and it is a major help already because this thing would be absolutely just probably wheels to the fender. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it feels good. It rides nicely. Because we got the motorcycle back there, the e-bike, all the tools, the bags and everything, and then of course the car and this heavy ass trailer and all that. So seems to be doing like it's going to do really well. And this trailer I did use in Kansas, and it's done me good so far, except that wiring, which we fixed. And it's nice to have trailer brakes. It's very nice, as it turns out. For the record, this is just a little bust down, something light for the channel.
What's good, Slime?
What's good, Slime?
What's up, Slime?
What's up, baby?
What's going on, buddy? Oh, dude, that's just a plain Jane, no bust down, just something light.
Staying out the way, my boy. We are here at a combination marathon gas station / DQ.
No, for real.
No, for real. And it's literally the only thing
For like 80 miles?
For like 80 miles. And there's about 100 billboards in a 1 mile strip, just featuring everything that you could possibly imagine to
The
grab
good
your
thing is you
attention.
can get a dip cone and fireworks.
Yes, we might even be able to. Fans of the channel, I'm sure, you know, we're trans. We're not trans. We're trans-border. Okay. Anyways, super hungry. Last place we tried to stop at, guy was nuts and screamed at us basically that we couldn't park there even though we were going to come eat. It was really unhinged and kind of funny.
I think it's because we were blocking up too many spaces during his lunch rush of 2 cars in the whole parking lot.
It's on Route 66, dude. Like, what do you imagine? I guess you could say seeing this forest fire prompted a spark in my brain. Guys, this is a extremely long trip. I mean, on paper, it sounds long, but in reality, it feels like far more. And I'm not complaining because this is how I chose to spend my time, my vacation time away from work, and I put my efforts towards doing this, but sometimes I question how much time and effort and money I put into this. But basically what I'm trying to say is there comes a point in something like this where you question everything about it and you question why you do it, and that can be extended to anything in life, really. but it's this whole trip is a lot, and I've had a sleep disorder that I've been trying to figure out and work through, and it has made me so physically tired, but more so mentally tired, and you become extremely tired and irritable, and you kind of suffer in every way for it. So that, and the taxing nature of doing a really long trip like this anyways, especially when you are constantly monitoring a trailer and trying to make sure everything's okay. I've not really felt like myself lately, and nothing really seems very worth it. Nothing seems very entertaining right now, and I'm questioning everything, but I know there will be a turning point at some point, probably when we're there and we're actually on track and hanging out, that I will realize just how much that effort was worth it. So just a thought as I'm driving along. Sometimes the road looks pretty bleak, but on the other side of the hill, usually something is there, metaphorically. I'm actually driving up a hill right now too, so something is over the hill. And I'm excited to see new things. And I hope I don't come off as sounding ungrateful about this, but yeah, just a lot goes into these kind of trips, and looking forward to actually being there. After what seemed like ages, we finally crossed the border to California. Oh boy, just made a code brown over here as soon as we got into the state. Not carb approved.
Nope.
The California Air Resource Board is, they're not pleased with that one. Let's just say.
Oh my God.
Well, we made it. We made it to California.
Yep.
Probably another, 7 hours or so, I think?
About, yeah, it's like another
6.5 or 7?
400 miles or so.
Yeah, not too much further. LA is only like 250 miles away, so not super far from that. And then beyond that, we'll head up to Monterey. But yeah, just entered California, crossed over the river there. Colorado, yep. And yeah, it's about, 5-ish p.m.?
Yeah, something like that.
So we can still make some good time this afternoon and be at Laguna pretty early tomorrow. But our rigs are treating us well, and everything has been going good so far. I'm scared to say that. I hate saying that.
Careful, yeah.
After spending an eternity in a Toyota Tundra and having completed my half manifest destiny, we finally arrived at the famed Laguna Seca in Monterey, California. With the journey finally completed, we washed the cars and tried to catch some well-deserved rest. The following morning, we woke up to quite a different scene than the sunny California that we were used to.
Oh, that's hot.
I don't want to blow up another engine. It's too much. It's too much work. I'm lazy now. That was young, Dave.
What's that?
Blowing the engine up and replacing it. I don't have energy for that anymore.
If it blow up, she die.
If it blow up, cargo heaven. Maybe hell.
If it blows up, we do an LS swap.
If it blows up, I'll kill my.
And now, yesterday's weather.
Side note for all you lemon-headed fools out there like us, we have our own merch. That's right. Peep this, baby. We recently partnered with our friend Garrett that did all the designs for the channel, and we came up with the monkey brain design that you see here. This was extremely fun to get printed, and I hope you guys really enjoy this. We have very limited stock. I think as of this moment, I only have about 16 left in stock. So if you're interested, please reach out to us. I'll leave the email address down below. The support goes directly back to the channel and mostly refunding, the cost of these shirts, but the rest will be put towards the rest of this video making and some of our projects that you'll see in the future. So we greatly appreciate you guys. We wanted to do something fun for all the friends and family out there and all you viewers. So please consider going take a look at these shirts.
Bro, where's your oil?
She blue.
Look.
It's so hard to tell on these because it's like one side is not good, the other side.
Put it back in there.
So you can see it's like halfway up there.
Probably good then.
Let's race. We've come an insanely long way and put in a ton of effort to get here. So let's get out there and drive. Wow guys, that is a spectacular track. It's hard to put into words any kind of experience like that, but what a fantastic track. Just incredible pavement, incredible elevation changes, well thought out turns that make you really kind of think about setting the car up correctly. Just a ton of fun in general. You've all driven it on Gran Turismo, you know how it is. It translates to life very well. So had a great time out there. I did eventually boil the fluid again. This is a recurring theme, so I need to actually put in the Castrol stuff that I got the SRF. Apparently that's like unboilable from what I hear, so gonna go ahead and get the car up off the ground and start to bleed those brakes, add the new fluid. With that job done, it was time to head out on track for the second session. I missed my actual second session because of the brake thing, but because of that, I now have very good fluid in there, and it didn't boil at all. It never faded, nothing. So fantastic on this round. Car did really good. Yeah, no, it's just solid as it should be, and I really love this car. It's been good to me this year. So let's finish this weekend out though. Big slide, big slide, big slide. This has got to be my fastest yet. So, with good conditions on Saturday, this turned out to be my best session of the weekend. Not enough to place me anywhere competitively in street class, that award would go to a high-powered Evo, but I'm quite happy with the time. Let's enjoy some of the other drivers and cars at Gridlife, as well as the always great spectator sport that is drifting. Sunday morning was our last outing, and there were only about 4 cars on track. Conditions were cold, wet, and even muddy in some corners. Let's see how we can do with these new obstacles to overcome. Kind of fun. Steer through there. Woo! Set it up for a perfect just oversteer into the corner. The track's pretty fun like this, I'm not gonna lie. I'm finding the absolute limit of this. Lots of understeer through there still. I thought I was going off for sure. Oh, this is too fun.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. This corner is still so greasy right now. Just a little casual drift at 85 miles an hour, sideways action. No biggie. That must have looked cool on camera. Oh, that was so much fun though. Wow. This has to be the most fun track I've done for sure. What a great time this weekend. What a great car. I'm really proud of the way that this thing has done. Starting as a $3,000 car 5 years ago, getting the whole suspension replaced, everything replaced. This car has been gone through entirely, including that new JDM motor we put in, and I think I put it together right. Did all the supporting mods that we needed. Could not be happier. Woo! With the long race weekend finally capped off, that also wraps up our 2023 racing season. Racing in 4 states, with many traveled in between, old friends, new friends, driving skills improved, new sights, challenges overcome, and a car that had my back the entire time. What an incredible year. It's easy to sometimes think of racing as just the car and driving on track, but the truth is that there's so much more to the story than that. If you ever get the chance to pursue your childhood dreams, even in any capacity, I highly suggest you do so. Even if it is a ton of work, there's so much personal growth and experience to be had in those moments. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please consider liking, sharing, commenting, or subscribing. We are so eager to bring more content to the table, and that only happens if you all support these endeavors. Until the next video, take care and keep pursuing those dreams.